I'm an NBA Finals junkie. Like, I'm a historian. I love it. It takes you back to your childhood. I was always at the end of the school year, so you've got this feeling of hope that's just filled with, in you with the summer ahead. And I'm sitting there watching the game last night, 2 nights ago, and it's a great basketball game. However, it didn't feel like there was that iconic finals moment. I need the Michael Jordan switching hands in the Gatorade commercial. I need the shrug. I need the finals moment. I need the Nick Anderson meltdown at the free throw. I need these moments that I can directly connect to the NBA Finals. The Iverson step over. Right. And I thought maybe it's when Mike Breen says, like, Middleton's cooking or something. And I was like, I think I tweeted it, and then I probably deleted it. I was like, we found our moment. It's a Khris Middleton 17-foot jump shot. But then the steal from Drew Holiday and the alley-oop to Giannis, with LeBron sitting there they're not capri pants, but they're very tight.
And a bottle of tequila under his chair.
His BYOT, his bring your own tequila, which is tremendous. He's the only athlete in all the sports world who can bring in wine. He can bring in tequila. Like, if I showed up here today with a bottle of Channing Frye Chosen Family, you guys would have looked at me like I was nuts. Although they get great Pinot Noir in the Willamette Valley.
We would have been pouring. I said Ben's ready to party.
Enjoyed it.
But that moment, that was so epic. It was so iconic, and it's everything I love about the NBA Finals. I thought it was incredible.
It was incredible.
From
the rip.
Oh, my goodness. And just talk about the 2 moments that Giannis has had in this playoffs mere weeks after his knee exploded, and we all thought he was done. He had the block on Ayton a couple of games ago, and then the iconic slam dunk on the alley-oop while Chris Paul is, for some strange reason, 2 hands shoving him out of bounds.
It's very Mark Jackson-esque. Remember Jordan going up in the Garden and catching that alley-oop, and he sways to the right, and he sways back into Mark Jackson. He's kind of there. Mark Jackson also in the Tom Chambers dunk.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Which, by the way, low-key, one of the greatest dunks ever in the history of anyone ever getting dunked on the planet Earth.
Cam Johnson would like to see you and raise that
I tweeted that. That was Cam Johnson did his
That's where the Mark
Tom
Jackson,
Chambers.
There goes that man. It's because, there goes that man. It's you getting dunked on constantly.
My question for you guys is, if you're Bucks fans, what statue do they put outside in the deer territory? Do they do the alley-oop or do they do the block? Like, when the Bucks finish this off, which I kind of think they're going to.
Clearly not.
Which statue do they?
Not a hunter. The deer territory. It doesn't sound so official back then.
What is the official name of that place?
It's the Deer District.
Deer District. My apologies to Milwaukee.
It's there's nothing else going on in Milwaukee, so let's go hang out in the parking lot is what it's called.
With like 20,000 people. It's insane.
Again, not much going on in Milwaukee. I think the stare down.
Good one.
It didn't happen in the building there in Milwaukee, but after the dunk, the way he looked back at Khris, and there it is on our friends at Peacock putting it up right now. The stare down, which is just what underneath it. Just to say what. Yeah. And it just shows Giannis. But think about it. I mean, the guy's selling trinkets on the streets of Greece 10 years ago.
Yep.
And now he's, 2-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, 26 years old, on the verge of winning his first NBA championship. What a life journey. What a great story. It's going to be told in a Disney movie. It is being told in a Disney movie.
Who plays Giannis?
His brother.
Yeah, right. I think it's an unknown. I believe. I think they cast someone, unknown.
Amazing.
And I think it's based on his life before basketball. You have a documentary about his journey. I mean, what a culmination of a life and a journey. And he's just getting started. He's 26.
He's just getting started. I think Bill Simmons, tweeted this out over the weekend. Whatever you thought the ceiling was for Giannis's career has been totally smashed to smithereens. I mean, we're talking about a guy who could end up top 10 all time when it's all said and done. And I don't think that's outrageous to say.
What's funny, as you get older as a sports fan, you start to have some historical perspective and you remember certain moments from your own fandom and your own journey. It's kind of like Jordan and the Pistons and the Jordan rules and the idea that he couldn't get past this flaw in his game and needed others to help him. Let's not be revisionist historians here.
Of course.
And now Giannis gets through his wall. He gets over his wall, the whole Giannis wall. He couldn't break that. He couldn't do the Boston beat him in the playoffs, the Giannis wall. And now he's able, with the help of others, Khris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Don't forget, I just want to give a shout out because I haven't heard his name mentioned at all. Dante DiVincenzo. Let's give that guy a little love.
I feel bad for him not
Starting
being
two
around.
guard from Milwaukee Bucks. Going to get a ring maybe, but not in the mix. Injuries plaguing everybody, so I don't want to hear this, oh, it's the injuries. That's why the Bucks had success. No, they've been knocking on the door. They made moves. They bet on Drew Holiday. I'm on a text message chain with my high school teammates, and one of my buddies, he's like, Drew Holiday's not a top 10 guy in the NBA, point guard in the NBA. Why is he getting $150 million? He's outplaying Chris Paul in the NBA Finals.
You can't argue that point.
Had a great offensive first half the other night, set the tone for them. Even though they go down 16, they take that punch, that first punch from Phoenix. Man, they were championship stuff the other night. And it's great to put it in its historical place, its context, and you need those iconic moments that just give it that extra feel. It's the highest level of basketball in the world.
You know, the Bucks really do have a big three, but no one's ever going to put them on the level of a Celtics big three or, Warriors big three. But, Middleton along with Giannis and Holiday. I mean, that's a big three that's carrying those
Middleton
guys.
has been their closer. He has been unbelievable. Ice water in his veins, the killer instinct, any phrase you want to use there. He's the guy who takes the big shot when they need it, and more often than not, this playoffs, he's been making it.
He's the guy at LA Fitness when you go and you try and get a run. All of a sudden, you look, you're like, that guy's been on for 5 games in a row.
Yeah.
Like his team
And he's scoring 8
doesn't
points
lose.
like every game.
Somebody at the park about 2 weeks ago asked me, who would you compare Khris Middleton to? Like, who's like from?
Ooh.
I was like, he kind of is like a little taller, longer Allen Houston. Nope.
No.
He's way more killer than Allen Houston. And I love Allen Houston. I'm a Knick fan.
Yeah.
That shot in Miami is one of my highlights from my Knick fandom history. 'Cause there aren't
Middleton
many.
is not the shooter that Allen Houston was, though.
He is when it counts. He is down the stretch. He was crazy efficient in this series. He's been nice. I guess Houston was sort of dressed up and advertised to us like he was this marksman and this three-point specialist. Middleton's just a bucket. He's just good.
He's doing it.
And he's going to save Team USA just like he saved the Bucks. Really? Are you kidding me? Like there's like 6 guys who are waiting in Tokyo right now, waiting for Middleton
Is he
and
going to
Drew
have anything
Holiday to
left?
come. He's just, yes, because he's like LA Fitness guy. He's just got another 5 games, run it back.
Yeah.
I mean, man.
Maybe it was Max Kellerman who said this, but like there's nothing physically imposing about Khris Middleton other than his size. He's kind of like Paul Pierce in that sense. Like he's not ripped up like Giannis. He's not shredded. He's like balding, which is like, just shave it all off, bro. But like, he just goes out there and like you said, he's a walking bucket.
Like Paul
All of a
Pierce
sudden
was
you
like
look-
beefy. Like Khris Middleton is long and lanky, and it's like
I just mean they're not physically imposing other than their size. Like there's no muscle cut. They're not like ripped or anything.
Yeah, you don't walk onto the court and you see him and go, oh, maybe I'll sit this game out.
No, you're like, okay, that guy's tall, whatever. And
But
then
also,
he just,
there's something about, some people have the theory, and with quarterbacks, you have to have that name. Just sounds like a quarterback. Mac Jones. You sound like a quarterback, Even for NBA players,
Brett Favre.
Paul Pierce. It just sounds
Good name.
distinguished. Hey, Khris Middleton. What?
And he spells Chris with a K.
Chris with a
It's
K,
like,
yeah.
like, get out of here.
Is he one of like the kids that we're going to see in a month when they do the Little League World Series? And they're like, who's your favorite player, kid? And he's
Yeah.
like, oh, I love Vlad Guerrero Jr. Oh, Khris Middleton, a second baseman for the Iowa Corns. Or whatever.
David
I hit
Eckstein.
dingers.
I hit dingers.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable performance in Game 5
He's been
on
awesome.
the road, and
been awesome.
a reminder of just the difference with the bubble last year.
Yeah.
Just the energy in the building to go on the road when there are those dudes counting money.
Can we talk about that guy for a
Can we
minute?
talk about the Phoenix fans who look like they're at the Sahara tent at Coachella? Like when Diplo's about to go on and you're just
Exactly. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're
Cascade.
timing it all together.
Like they're at XS in Vegas, like ready to jump in the pool.
I feel like they all have wristbands on because they got into a certain section of the party. It's ridiculous.
The
guy
mindset of that guy, I would watch one of those 30 for 30 shorts on that guy's day.
The money?
The
The
money
guy-
guy
the money
day.
guy?
Like his whole day. Like he woke up. Did he have this thought? When did he have the thought? Was it on a text thread with his buddies? Did he see something on Instagram? Was it an ad that popped up? How much money was in his checking account when he went to the ATM? Did he take all $1,200 out of his account?
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.